Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and coin factory family? We're back again with another daily Kaspa crypto live stream, and we have had a lot of very interesting developments that have taken place since our last stream yesterday, with the bullish news of the Genius bill, the Genius Act, the stablecoin bill passing the Senate, now going on to the House, which is very, very good. We're going to talk about that in a moment in this stream. We've equally seen a bit more development between the war between Israel and Iran, or more so between Trump and Iran. We should get into that in a moment as well. And equally, you've seen a hack. 81 million, currently what I've seen so far, might be more than that amount now, an $81 million crypto hack in Iran. Iran's definitely going through the woodworks right now, to put it politely. And then we've equally seen some interesting Kaspa updates as well. We'll get into alongside the most shocking one here, which is, I've not watched the video because I'm not going to watch the video, but it's Jerry Banfield apparently released a video yesterday with his alter egos, if you will, talking about Kaspa. 10-minute video. I'm not going to watch the video. The guy's literally not got any clothes on. He's got a green screen dress around him, whatever it is. Yeah, it's an interesting predicament. I don't really know if it's bullish on Kaspa or not, but there is a post here that takes a bit of an explanation about it as well from the crypto lady who did win one of the best Kaspa content creators on Twitter last month. So I'll be going through that in a moment. All of this stuff, it's a very weird. The stream literally, the thumbnail's literally, what's going on right now? And I honestly, there's so much going on right now, so much little, just little things here and there. I'm actually confused. I think the Jerry Banfield one really confused me the most. I'm like, why is he naked? Like, what's going on here? I don't know. Either way, you know how we do. This stream's going to, of course, be your informative stream as always. Might have a little bit of a lighter touch on it, a bit more relaxed. There's still a lot of informative stuff, so again, if you always enjoy the content, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back, Kryptoni, with the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way down to 7th, and so on. Welcome back, brother. Hope you had a great day so far, and are scooping up these discounts, maybe. Welcome back, Miko, as well. You are just crazy. I mean, whether that's to me or to Kryptoni, I would argue that I am definitely crazy. Crazy about Kaspa for damn sure. Welcome back, Buffalo, bro. Doing very, very well, brother. What's up, Ben, my man? Wait, Jay, bullish on Kaspa. I'm reading it correctly. Well, again, I've not read too in-depth into it, but, while we're talking about it right now, I'll get into it right here and now. So, of course, we have seen snippets here. So, again, I'm not playing this video out. It's like him just seemingly going back and forth for 10 minutes with the good of Kaspa and bad of Kaspa, I'm guessing. I don't know what's going on here at all. It actually makes me concerned, if I'm honest. I don't know what's going on here. But you've got a summary of sorts here from the crypto lady, so thank you very much for that, because I don't want to watch a 10-minute video on Jerry Banfield naked. Where, of course, we know Jerry Banfield. He has been at ICP Maxi for a long time. He went live to prove ICP was superior not too long ago. And halfway through, he pulled up the Kaspa block DAG chart and whispered, wait, no way. Because Kaspa, of course, has extreme levels of speed and block production. And since then, now he, of course, was shirtless just now, pacing, calling it a hype narrative. So, evidently, of course, we know Jerry Banfield's a very, very big ICP maxi, wholeheartedly on ICP, constantly putting down Kaspa. But in a live not too long ago, allegedly, because again, I've not watched the live, so I'm taking Crypto Lady's word here for this, but according to her, that he pulled up Kaspa block DAG midway through a live stream and realised that Kaspa actually was incredibly quick while still being decentralised, which is insane. And then you see the video here where he's pacing back and forth, where he's apparently calling Kaspa a hype narrative, which, I mean, considering the price of Kaspa right now, I'd argue it's anything off. I think Kaspa is everything but a hype narrative now. I mean, look at this. Back here, sure, you could argue Kaspa's a hype narrative. Even back here, maybe. Kaspa's currently down at 6.99 cents. I'm still got the utmost conviction and optimism that Kaspa's going to do very well this cycle. I'm still not worried about it, but I don't see Kaspa right now being anywhere near this quote hype narrative. You have more hype around AI projects like Tau, like Sui, like ZBCN. I forget the name. ZB or Z. Sorry, Mr. Miles. Zbeck. Zbeck Network. You're seeing more hype around these narratives right now than Kaspa. Which, I mean, again, point being is the post here that she made is, he's going shirtless, calling it a hype narrative because deep down he knows Kaspa is the end game. And that much I think I agree with. I think deep down, if Jay Banfield did, I mean, of course, if he did end up saying this, like, wait, no way to Kaspa's block dag, and realizing how quick it is and how, efficient it is in that regard as well. Again, maybe you can watch the video if you want to. It's on his Twitter, it's on his YouTube as well. I personally am not going to. I don't want to watch this 10-minute video. People are saying it's cringe as well. Everyone is actually quite concerned about him. It's not even funny anymore. Again, I'm not here to put Jerry Banfield down. I don't particularly have any ill feelings towards the individual. I have no opinion on him. It's not me trying to spread FUD about him at all. It's me purely identifying that he's made a video, which is a very weird one, regarding Kaspa, which apparently is just talking about how it's nothing but a hype narrative, which I disagree with right now. It's far from a hype narrative. But the hype will come back because of what it's building. Again, smart contracts aren't far off now. You've got 10 BPS. All these stuff will end up taking shape in the very near future. But we'll get back into more of that stuff in a short moment. Welcome back, Stack, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. And you too, Mr. Miles. Welcome back again, my man. Jay Banfield, this dude isn't that. I mean, yeah, he is definitely... Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. No comment. Why is Jay Banfield... Yeah, I have no idea. He hates Kaspa. From the looks of things, yeah, I think he does despise it as well. That guy is crazy. I couldn't watch him. I mean, yeah, again, I'm purely... I literally was just going through my sources, going through Twitter, preparing for the live stream, and I just saw this on my feed. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, am I going to watch it? No. And I saw a lot of people in the community make their own post about it. It's like, you know what? Despite me being the researcher, so this is partly my apologies, therefore, for not doing in-depth research on this, but I think you can give me a buy here for not doing in-depth research onto a Jay Banfield video where he's half naked talking about Kaspa. I'm just saying community sentiment there for it. And ultimately, yeah, it seems like a spiral down madness, I guess. He hates... I mean, yeah, he does have a massive hate for Kaspa. I agree with that much. I just watched it quickly. He's taking the piss out of Kaspa still. Okay, so he's still very much anti-Kaspa, which I guess is not too surprising. Not too surprising. I don't know what this whole thing's about, but calling it a hype narrative again. I think again, if you said it back in July, August last year, yeah, I would say sure, hype narrative. At that time, maybe overhyped, I could argue. Right now, Kaspa is so undervalued. I think Kaspa is far from a hype narrative. I think anything Kaspa is purely comes down to conviction. With currently... Oh, I don't know what's happened to Kaspa right now. It's just jumped up quite a little bit. Go down to the 5 minute. The bit of a candle just come out of nowhere right now. Don't know what's taking place right now. Evidently someone's pumping the bag a little bit. But it's currently up 0.5%. 7.1 cents on the daily time frame. I think we can see Kaspa come a little bit lower, truth be told. How much lower, I'm not too sure. It depends on the outbreak of the war. We need to see Kaspa still manage to retain and hold 8 cents up here for us to see some more positive movement. But again, time will tell. Time will tell. That being said, before we get into more of the comments, welcome back everyone again who's just tuning in. Let's get into some of the content first and foremost. So let's get into the macro. The macro, which is very important. The first one being the Genius Act, which passed the Senate last night. Final vote being 68-30, which is very, very big. This is the first time ever in history. And now it will go towards the House. Now, this situation typically takes about, a month or two. We can see here a question with Grok answering here. AI Grok. Is likely the Genius Act will pass the House given its strong Senate vote and support from House Financial Service Committee Chairman French Hill. The White House also expects passage before August. However, concerns from critics like Senator Warren and Hawley about weak consumer protection and potential conflicts could spark opposition or amendments. So ultimately, right now, we are in the kind of end game now for the bill, which is fantastic news. It may still take time. Whether Elizabeth Warren, I think Senator Warren is going to push back regardless whether she actually agrees with it or not, because she just doesn't like crypto in general. She's still very much anti-crypto, so she will push back as much as she can do. But I think it is definitely going to pass. You even got, not that I'm taking it as a credible source, but you got Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs. Not David Sachs. Yes, David Sachs, sorry. Who is also saying the crypto bill is very close, and it is closer. So this is very reassuring. We have a post, of course, from the KII talking about the interesting development as a result of this bill passing, the Genius Act summarized here. A huge scope for the future of stablecoins in the United States alone, studying it carefully. So obviously they're trying to make sure they are really aligned with the United States stablecoin bill so they can end up, being compliant and trading in the market in America as well. So you've got, elements like, you got who can issue a stablecoin. They got all the requirements here. Qualified factors, so they have the ability to meet reserve requirements. Previous felony offences, if you have none, you'll be fine. And then competence, experience, and integrity of officers. You've got the proof of reserves, one-to-one backing in Federal Reserve balances, cash demands, deposits, or treasury instruments, and so on and so forth. All of this stuff, of course, as you're trying to be a stablecoin issuer, you have to pay very close attention to. Of course, it's good to see. Now, my only qualm, if you have one, is while regulations are important, of course, for institutional adoption and whatnot, there can be a case, especially with the likes of the European Union with MiCA, where they're too restrictive. With MiCA's stablecoin bill, by the way, it actually puts the likes of USDT Tether, Bitcoin, and Ethereum outside the scope of the regulations, which is crazy. So technically speaking, therefore, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether are not compliant with Europe MiCA regulations. So what does that mean for them? Does that mean they're not going to be able to trade in Europe? Again, we'll have to see how it develops. I think you may end up seeing some form of amendment to the MiCA bill because I think it's too restrictive. I think the United States right now are going about it a better way. I think it might be still a bit too restrictive. We'll have to wait and see where it goes from here. But evidently, this is a good thing, a good step. And of course, CARE are looking into it. And they said they're looking at their project management program across all projects. They have 382 tasks to complete over the next 80 days or so. So they've got a lot to get done in 3 months or so. We're looking therefore towards June, July, August, September time. They've got a lot to complete by September. So we may see some big updates from the KRI in the next 3 months, which would be really, really exciting, of course. Again, time will tell. But things, for the most part, I think are still looking good, despite the current short-term noise. We got the update today. Of course, in the next 15 minutes, we'll be hearing the Federal Reserve talk from Jerome Powell, which I will try and load up real time so we can hear what he's saying. I'm hoping he's dovish. Chances are it's going to be very hawkish, though, knowing Jerome Powell. We did also hear, though, the United States initial jobless claims, which is not by a large margin, but still below expected and below previous as well. So ultimately, we're still seeing, we're seeing a decrease in jobless claims, which is actually quite good in that regard. We'll have to see, how it develops from there. Of course, if the job market is increasing, which it suggests right now that it is, not by a massive margin, but it is slowly but surely increasing, 5k better than last month and 1k better than expected, then that could, result in, again, more incentive for the Fed to cut rates, because the job market is, stagnating a bit while inflation is still doing relatively well. It's starting to rally a little bit, but the passing stablecoin bill could help that out as well. Now, in regards to some more fundamentals as well, the last bit, or the last main bit here, talking about the current outbreak and the war taking place right now. Trump apparently says that nobody knows what I'm going to be doing, and saying that the Iranians have reached out and that they may meet Trump and Iran. We'll have to see where it goes from here. I'm just, again, highlighting what he's saying. I'm not saying I trust him or believe him. That's not the point of what I'm highlighting here. I'm purely just highlighting that there seems to be further developments going on between America and Iran, but there will be it'd be very, very unlikely for America to actually take any, nuclear or even, warfare action for many reasons. Because one, they're part of the United Nations, so therefore, if they were to do such, the UN would flip out completely, and that would not be good for America or for anyone, to be honest. Apparently, Iran has responded, stating that any threat, we'll respond with a counter threat, and any action with reciprocal measures. So they're saying, if you want to come at us, we'll fight back, and that is to the United Nations. and the Supreme Leader has warned the United States that Iran will not back down, and any American strike would lead to serious and irreversible consequences. So it's pretty much just fighting fire with fire, or maybe even a bluff battle going back and forth right now. We'll have to see how it develops, of course. And even Russia apparently threatened to intervene in the conflict if the US becomes directly involved alongside Israel and Iran. So it's a very weird predicament we're in right now, where we're just basically seeing a lot of, just a lot of warnings. Israel and Iran are already going at it, and some people want to try and intervene and help out, quote unquote. And the answer they'll be given is, don't you dare help out, or you dare intervene, or there will be serious consequences. And that's coming not just from the parties involved, being Israel and Iran, but coming from multiple other nations as well. Russia, and of course, there's no doubt the United Nations are also on a similar stance as well. People who are kind of wondering what's going to happen from here, I personally believe that we won't get a peace treaty. I'd love to be wrong in that regard. I hope we do. But I think you'll see some form of temporary ceasefire. But what's happening right now is such a long, drawn-out issue, more than I understand, truth be told, that I don't think it's going to be solved as simple as that. We'll have to see where it goes from here, of course, right now. Looking at the three markets right now to determine how bad we are in, or how dire of a situation we're in right now. S&P 500 is down 2% from all-time highs, currently pumping today. So smart money are not worried about it at all. Gold is not really moving much again, still near all-time highs, and oil actually starting to come down a little bit. Again, not a drastic, not by a lot, but still, if again there was a serious concern of there being a war outbreak, gold and oil will be shooting up massively, and S&P 500 would be down drastically. So again, I think it's, for the most part, for the time being, just noise, and we should be focusing on more important matters as well. More other important matters. Now, one such matter here does involve Iran, but not regarding the war here. Apparently, Iran is now experiencing a near nationwide internet blackout. Just 2% of the country currently has internet connectivity, which is insane. A massive just drop off in electricity. Kaspa could fix that. Jokes aside. And we also now see an Iranian crypto exchange, NoBitX, has been hacked for $81.7 million, according to Zach XBT, which is, again, the individual that the Kaspa community reached out to with the Change Finance hack. So again, seemingly someone who has got the connections to know what's going on. That's why we reached out to him. He just said he's not going to do it off his back. But again, that is a lot of capital that's been hacked right now. So again, Iran are definitely in the mud right now. Again, we'll see how it develops right now, but that could be a cause for concern right now. I think if it was America that happened to, or a more notable exchange, you see a more significant backlash from the crypto community. But because it's Iran, because of the war, and because it's not a big exchange, you're not seeing much of a reaction from there. The funds apparently been sent to this following Tron wallet. So, I mean, yeah, that is another situation taking place right now.
I'm not quite sure how to help you.
No, did not say Alexa. I was not saying that at all, actually. And then we got another post here. Of course, it's talking in regards to the incoming FOMC meeting, in a sense. Global central banks have been cutting rates continuously, with the world central banks cutting rates nearly 15 times in May, the fastest monthly pace this year, which is absolutely nuts. And, to put that into perspective, in March 2020 and December 2008, central banks conducted 50 and 29 rate cuts respectively. So we've seen 15 in just 1 month, insane. Last week, Europe cut rates 8 times. Last week, Europe cut rates for this 8th time in the cycle. The Fed, of course, they continue to pause rates as global banks cut. So right now, everybody is cutting rates besides the US Fed. I do think we're not going to get a rate cut this. If we get one this meeting, you'll see the markets jump up massively. I'm convinced by that, but I doubt we'll see it. I think right now, I'm still expecting it to come through probably in September time. Still expecting a bit more of a wait, whilst a lot of uncertainties in the market right now. But again, a good possibility we see that the cycle still. And when we do, that'll be a good time for alt to start rallying significantly, and Kaspa to do very, very well as a result of that as well. Again, Kaspa still undervalued. I'm sure I'm going to get comments in my description saying Kaspa's still the worst performing asset and we're screwed. And I'm like, again, I'm not exactly sure what markets people are looking at, because the way I see it is Kaspa's not doing great, but it's not the worst performing asset. That's for sure. And right now in the 5-minute time frame, it's been very, very volatile, which is very interesting. I don't exactly know what's going on with Kappa right now. Being very volatile right now. It might just be a short fake out. Traders trying to make the most of these little percentile swings with margin trading to make more money. Again, we'll have to wait and see, but there are some big Kaspa updates we're going to get through in a moment. Before I do, let's get some questions real quickly first and foremost. Joey is stable as my past relationship. Oh yeah, I hear that. Oh, I preach it. People forget the whole market is failing, not just Kaspa. Yeah, I know. I actually made that point, and I had a comment, which, again, they're entitled to believe what they want to believe. I had a comment saying it's not the market, it is Kaspa. And I'm like, I don't really know what markets we're looking at right now, because I accept that Kaspa's done very, very badly for a long time, but it's not just Kaspa. Evidently, it's not just Kaspa. Everything's down. Bitcoin's a different story, because Bitcoin is the biggest asset, so it tends to do very, very well. But you're looking at all cryptos, all altcoins. All altcoins are currently performing very badly. Kaspa is not doing great, but it's not, the worst one out there, especially not right now. Joey is a pro at balancing. I mean, that could again just be his niche, his thing. For me, you guys tend to watch me because of my beautiful, soothing voice, my British accent, and my news sources. Jay is probably just for being an entertaining character. People have different reasons for watching different people. I watch Kappa Silver for the same reason. He's very informative. If I watch entertaining people, I used to watch Alex Becker because I found him very entertaining. Second-hand embarrassment, it's too much for me to watch. I mean, exactly why I didn't bother watching it myself. Maybe if ICP goes up, Jay might actually buy some clothes. I mean, I think he's going to probably need to. Yeah, I think he hasn't got any money for it right now. That's the Stimmit guy, and after that ICP. I mean, yeah, I think if Kappa does very, very well, ICP does not. I mean, it's not going to look good for Jerry, therefore. But again, I no qualms or personal vendetta or anything like that against Jerry. He's doing what he wants to do, and you've got to respect the grind, I guess. What's up, Dimitar man? You're doing very, very well. Hello, Future Computer Elites. Too early today. Yeah, today is because I'm meant to be busy later on, around the normal time, so I figured I'd at least do the stream earlier than not doing it at all. But either way, still here. Labo by 2033, maybe Lenny. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, 2033 I think will be in a very, very strong spot by then in the whole crypto market, and Kaspa in particular. Welcome back, DD bro. You're doing very, very well, my man. Having a great day so far. Stop saying not. Say point like a normal person. What? Sure. Why didn't you do the stream after FOMC meeting? Because I'm going to be busy at 7:30 my time, which is in half an hour. So I figured I'd do a stream an hour before, get our stream just smashed out of the way, get the information out for all of you there, and then immediately I'll just have to literally get out the door straight away. So I figured, yeah, better than doing that, me not doing it at all, or doing it at what would be like 9 p.m. my time, which would be 2 hours later, which, while it might be beneficial for some Americans, some other people around the world will probably struggle to reach that. So I hate to say it, but that Kaspa chart is a chart of a dead coin. If it was any other coin, you wouldn't touch it based on the chart. I don't agree. I don't agree. I could probably pull up many other assets right now, and the chart will look similar. Or worse, I'd probably say. Actually, it'll look worse. Look, that's Say. Say is one that I think will still do very well the cycle. Is that a dead project as well? Or Sui? Of course, Sui has had a different scenario, has done a lot better in that regard. But Sui's been very stagnant recently as well. But again, Sui's also is that fundamentally a lot better than Kaspa either? 63% above his launch. ICP, that is a dead chart. I think we all agree ICP, this is a dead chart. This here is definitely a dead chart. I would never touch that. But Kaspa, I would not agree at all. I would not agree at all. My PC's lagging out because it's so hot. I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, I think that chart... I mean, don't get me wrong, this has been a very stagnant period here, but it doesn't identify a dead coin. And then something else I wanted to highlight again, the problem with crypto, the problem with the community in general is everybody is still so hell-bent and strung up on the idea that you got to make money quickly. Crypto is no longer a crypto casino. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's left that now. You can still do that with memes and trading and whatnot. You can still try to do that. Of course, do your own research, trade your own discretion. But the fundamental aspect of crypto has shifted from the narrative of a casino to one of utility tokens. And that's always going to happen with institutional investment. Everything for a long time has been stagnant. Even XRP, the fourth biggest asset, had a very lackluster movement with the lawsuit, then had a massive, rally up following the kind of conclusion of the lawsuit in a sense. And now, it had that massive rally up now, but even then it's been doing nothing here since December, like every other asset. Now, XRP's chart in that regard looks quite good here, that massive spike up here. But it's also been around a lot longer. I would disagree that Kaspa's a dead chart. But that's just, again, difference of opinion, I guess. If I saw Kaspa like this, if I was to find Kaspa right now today and look at this chart, I would not think this is a dead project off the chart alone. There are many projects I could look at. I'd be more worried about or more worried about what the assets are there that I actively look at that I could say is worrying. I mean, again, people would not say Tau. Tau's got the exact same chart to Kaspa. Would you say therefore that Tau is something you wouldn't touch? Because it's a worry. It's got pretty much the exact same chart structure to Kaspa. Pretty much the exact same. But people still touch Tau. Still believe in it because AI. You've got many projects out there that have just had, Hedera H-bar. What is this? What's going on here? Oh, it's not on Bybit. What's going on here? Okay, well, I don't know what happened to that. Let's get it there. Okay, I don't know what's happened to H-bar on TradingView then. Let's get it off KuCoin, I guess. There you go. H-bar's chart equally, let's load up H-bar here. And H-bar is one that also will do very well based on the project it is. H-bar. Look, H-bar as well. It's been out since 2019. That chart looks a lot worse than Kaspa's. It's currently down from its launch, apparently. At least that's according to CMC. It's not 100% confirmed. That's what I mean. If you're looking at purely from a chart perspective, then yeah, of course, sure, you'll have different perspectives, but that's why whenever you're getting into a project, you should not just look at the chart and leave it at that. You should always do in-depth research, do more research. I would touch Kaspa based on the chart. Chart is one of the best still in this space. It's been lackluster for the past year or so, but it's still one of the best in the space, better than these other projects, in chart structure-wise at least. And I'm just reading more of the chat. Screen went black. Yeah, that's because of my heat and overheating my lag. So it's just sometimes the stream just takes a while. It's a heat. Unfortunately, it's going to keep going like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's done to a Wednesday naked Kaspa video. You haven't even got a face reveal just yet. That's gonna. That's I can confidently say that is never going to happen. I will never get to that stage where I'm making half or even full naked videos. That is insane. And I know Mr. Miles made a comment about that already. Forget the charts. In fact, stop looking at any chart on maps with other magic balls. Do something with Kaspa, build on it, or invest into labs or IO. Do that. It's the best framework for adoption. I agree, Lenny. Again, there's another way of looking at Kaspa. Don't just solely look at charts. Charts is not where we're going for anymore. Institutional options here. Utility tokens what really matters right now. And we can see what's taking place right now on Kaspa. Zealous swap here. On Casplex, it went from 0 to 355,000 blocks, which is absolutely nuts. 214,000 swaps, 284 liquidity pools, 221,000 unique users in the last 7 days. over 700,000 transactions and 91% of all DApp-related activity, excluding the Kas that is being done on Zeller. So this is right now absolutely dominating Kasplex, which is great for them. So again, maybe building more trust on the DEX, and maybe it become the actual sold DEX for Kaspa. Well, not sold DEX, but the main DEX for Kaspa going forward as well. It's doing very, very well. It's great to see. We have got some updates here regarding exchange stuff. Ultimately, Cat Dogmas have said here about phishing or Kaspa laundering analysis from phishing to Mexi exit. So how some wallets are involved in phishing and what are taking place right now, which I'll leave a link to this in my community below. It's an interesting post. Of course, just highlighting if you're a victim of a scam or whatnot, you can check these out. I don't really know what more it can do for you, but it's still always be careful of what you're doing in crypto, not your keys into crypto. Be very careful who you're trading it to and what exchanges and stuff you're using. I have a post here regarding Kraken as well. Ultimately highlighting, that they list Kaspa, and then Wolfie, who highlighted here that for the record, my boys tell me that Kraken Pro have the most comprehensive Kaspa integration of any platform so far, which is great to hear. This comes from Kraken Ultra Sharp Dev that spent about 6 months intensively studying and experimenting with our node software to gain a full working knowledge of the block DAG. So despite Kraken still not having a USDT or any stablecoin trading pair, they have the most intricate integration of most comprehensive integration of Kaspa on any platform so far. That may change when you see the likes of Binance and Coinbase and OKX get involved. When it's still the golden question, we don't know. But it's great to see the Kraken are again really. I do like Kraken. If they had a stablecoin pair, I'd love them even more so. But I do like Kraken as an exchange. We're seeing more strange activity from Wallet 2 as well. We can check it out right here. 532,000 addresses right now holding Kaspa. Wallet 2 right now has been doing a lot of very intricate and small transactions recently. 0.1, 1, 0.2, 0.2 again. So a lot of small transactions going back and forth. If you see the details right now, we can see that you're seeing large amounts being sent back and forth. So I don't particularly understand what's going on here. Maybe they're just testing transactions going on right now. But you're seeing these stuff happening frequently right now, which is interesting to see. And of course, yes, we still believe right now that actually is a market maker of sorts that is holding this Kaspa to use it to fund tier ones when they are officially ready to list Kaspa. Also very interesting as well, shout out to Kaspa Silver once more. Trezor has just stated here she needed any help, one message away. And Kaspa Silver said, how can we integrate Kaspa onto your platform? And they're now sharing it with their product team. So we may see another hardware wallet coming to Kaspa. I still use Tangent. I probably will still continue to use Tangent, but either way, another wallet potentially coming to Kaspa very, very soon. Of course, not your keys, not your crypto. Always good to have a hardware wallet or a cold storage to hold your cryptos. And that comes full circle back to Jerry Banfield as well regarding ICP and his spiral to madness, if you will. Now it is currently 7:05, and the FOMC meeting should be starting around about now. I'm going to quickly see if I can load it up. FOMC meeting. See what is currently happening. Should be able to find it on YouTube normally, I believe. I know we normally do tend to watch it on YouTube. I think the press conference takes place a little bit later on right now. Wait, there's something happening right now. Looks like it's preparing for it right now in some manner, so I'll be loading that up on the stream right now, and I'll get some questions real quickly out of the way as well. Right now I have no idea what's taking place. I'll put this down in just a moment. Give me a quick second. Pretty much just a teeing up, if you will, to what they're going to be speaking about in a few minutes. I imagine it probably be a little bit later. It might even be at past when I might be gone, so I have to wait and see. But I'll look at my other source quickly and see what has been determined right now. Which we have got confirmation there are going to be no rate cuts. We can see right here, no surprising right there. Federal funds rate, so rate cuts still unchanged, so still no rate cuts to be expected. Therefore, we might see that change over the course of the next few months. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. We'll get through the FOMC meeting and look through it a little bit in a moment. But before I do, let's get some questions real quickly out of the way. You can't afford my Kaspa. Maybe we can't, man. Maybe we can't. Well, good thing got a good bag. All central bank answers to BIS. Yes, that's also very true. And BIS are getting involved in crypto. That's a very big thing. The association that people have with this coin and Israel is rather unhelpful. Don't think we can pump while they're up to their antics. But that's investor sentiment and their ignorance, because people are blinded by just by the surface of things. Because if you did any borderline research into Kaspa, knowing it's decentralized, there's no correlation to Israel and Kaspa, besides the developers being from Israel, but there's no actual correlation to it at all. I agree it doesn't help, but I don't think that's the reason that Kaspa's doing badly. Kaspa's doing badly because the market's doing badly. The reason that people say that Kaspa is underperforming is because when the market drops, Kaspa jumps massively. When the market pumps back a month, again, it's a very, very volatile asset. It's less than $2 billion market cap. It's a very, very volatile asset. It's top 50 still. Has been top 50 for years now. Which top 50 assets would typically all do well. It's very, very rare for a top 50. I say very rare. I think it's borderline never happened for a top 50 crypto asset to miss a bull cycle. Not saying that it can't happen, but it's extremely rare, if not never happened. Kaspa's still a top 50 asset. Lacking tier 1s, but it's going to get those. And because it's such a small asset, it means that pumps and dumps are larger, so it's more volatile. Right now, Gates dominating at 32%. But yeah, welcome back, Magnus, bro. You're doing very, very well, my man. 49th, what's up, Craig, bro? You're doing very, very well, my man, and having a great day so far. If you look at the Kaspa log chart on the 1 day, you'll probably change your mind about the chart being dead. I mean, again, the way I look at Kaspa right now is it is not dead. I look at it on the 1 day all the time. That for me is not dead. It's been stagnant for a while, but it's not dead. I think Kaspa's still just taking its time. Welcome back, Lau, man. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother, and having a great day so far. When the chart looks disgusting, so getting around it. Okay, well, let's agree to disagree then. I will not buy Tower now. Sure. It's nothing like the same chart. Stop gassing people up, Jay. You don't think it's the same chart? You don't think that's the same chart? I wish I could do a side-by-side comparison. I mean, there's probably either way to do it, but I can't show how to do it. But the chart here looks extremely similar. For me, they look extremely similar. Of course, you have a dip here of Tau. If Tau didn't have this dip here, and it did that, it would be the exact same chart. They followed a very, very similar pattern. Again, we can agree to disagree. Again, it doesn't bother me. No hair off my back at all. But my perspective is, if you think Kaspa's chart is bad, then you think 99% of projects and charts in the projects in this space are bad, because pretty much every project in this space right now, their charts look very similar or worse. If you look at their all times. They're also doing okay right now would be Sui, probably Hyperliquid right now as well. Yeah, that's also doing very, very well. Hyperliquid. XRP's done very well after their lawsuit. But 90% of them right now, all of them are looking worse than Kaspa's. That's my belief, at least. I mean, yeah, of course, Bitcoin's the best looking chart, but that's because it's been around for the longest and it's been constantly accumulating and going up higher and higher. We don't disagree Bitcoin's the best looking chart, but Kaspa is still very, very strong. Very, very strong. I mean, again, DC, it comes down to your perspective of a good chart, because I think your perspective of everybody else is a little bit different. Purely because, again, if you look at many other projects, you can look at Jasmine, ICP. Again, we showed Hedera H-bar, we showed C, like all the other projects, their charts are either at the level they're at or they're below where they started off at. There are actually very few projects in crypto that are up from their initial launch. There are very few. Most are actually down. So in that regard, Kaspa's one of the few, which actually makes it better. But again, we'll leave it at that now. XRP and ICP are all the flavor of the month. Wanna be Solana projects are mostly users, vaporware, Ponzi schemes, all macro cycles. Info is on Free School on YouTube. So many crybabies in crypto. I mean, a lot of people are uninformed. That's how I put it. They're uninformed, and they will end up learning more when the space grows and develops more and more. We're learning here about Kaspa ahead of time. we should not even waste our time to discuss Jerry. Yeah, I know we shouldn't. I just found it really weird, and there's no way I cannot talk about it. It's just so bizarre looking at this image, this video right now. So I just thought I'd highlight it. But yeah, there's no real need to dedicate any more time to it than just is what it is. Just gonna delete that right now. Actually, Kaspa pumped so hard it's taken years to cool down. I mean, Kaspa pumped too early, is what I say. But I still think it could do very, very well. Again, we haven't got regulatory frameworks here just yet. We've still got so much more room to run in this cycle still. So I'm not concerned right now. There's still a massive consensus, and I believe it as well, that tier ones will list following all the actual developments taking place. Yeah, because the meeting's going to start at 2:30, so I'm actually going to be gone by this point. So I do apologise for that. But when I get back, I'll give a summary of Jerome Powell's tone, whether he's hawkish or bearish. I'll put it in my Discord server. So again, if you're not a part of the Discord community, check it out. Links down below in the description. Also my homepage here as well. And I'll make a summary of that in there as well about, what Jerome Powell is saying and how he perceives what's going on right now. I'm expecting him to be hawkish, which is not good. We'll probably see the markets go down a little bit, but then once that happens, I don't think we'll have many more immediate developments that will stop crypto from lining up unless we get more, war outbreak and whatnot, which it can always happen, of course. If you can make money trading on all vaporware scams, or make money trading leverage or trading means, that's fine. Just know there's nothing that goes to Kaspa. I mean, I agree. I do agree that there are multiple avenues to make money in this space, and I do it myself in my VIP group. We trade. We are also going to be delving into more elements as well that are going to be interesting to get into. We'll start getting into that in this month. So there'll be a lot more coming to that community. So if you want to find out more, again, the VIP link is down below in the description as well on my homepage. But I do expect to see a lot more, and there are a lot of other avenues to make money in crypto. Trading being a big one, memes being a big one as well, and the degen stuff. It's all fine. You can make money through that, but I do it with the understanding that I'm not there to make, retire off it. I'm there to make quick gains, to put it into assets I think will let me retire, like Kaspa. Now, Kaspa is a truly unique, one-of-a-kind asset. Now, how long it's going to take to take off, again, is the ultimate question. It will happen, in my belief. It's just going to take some time because it's not got the adoption yet. But it's not got smart contracts out just yet, which will likely be coming out this month. When that comes out, don't expect a pump immediately. Again, we need to get out this unrealistic expectation. Unfortunately, Kaspa holders have been sold a dream by moon boys constantly, where they're now expecting, it to soar to the absolute moon immediately. You think smart contracts are going to come out and you're going to see Kaspa to $1 immediately. That's not realistic. Smart contracts are going to be huge, but you need adoption to come through. That will take time. When you see the market start to get into a better position, Kaspa will probably follow along with the market. And if the market conditions are really, really good, and you see smart contracts start building more and more, and EVM apps come into Kaspa, you might see tier ones then be the catalyst to help Kaspa go up a lot faster. But right now, with altcoin dominance being so low, Bitcoin dominance being so high, we're simply just going to be following along to the market. What Bitcoin's doing, everything, not just everything, Kaspa, Sui, everything's going to follow on to Bitcoin. Once altcoin cycle starts, then we have a question about Kaspa and what's going to do it by itself. But right now, there's no point in complaining about capital price action. It's going to just literally follow what Bitcoin's doing right now, like everything else. And if we see Ethereum rally on its own, which will then destroy Bitcoin dominance, but either way, again, Bitcoin dominance is still extremely high. And it can still go higher. Again, we've seen Bitcoin dominance in the past go to 73%, but at 65 right now. It can still go higher. With the war currently going on right now, most investors who want to stay in crypto will leave from their altcoins to go to Bitcoin because it's more stable. Look, all the altcoins have bled massively. Bitcoin's only down to 104k. What, 4% correction? Okay, 7% correction from all-time highs. Look at everything else since that happened. Looking at XRP since the war outbreak, which happened, looking at May 20th, well, since the all-time high at least. XRP down 20% from there. Kaspa down a lot more. 50% since that peak. Well, actually, that's a little bit further back. The peak was actually here. Even then, it's still 40% anyways. Tau 30%. Sui 35, 34%. Because altcoins are more volatile, people who are not wanting to stay, people want to stay in crypto but want to go elsewhere. What? Bro, I'm getting trolled by technology right now. First Alexa, and now my Siri goes off and plays music. I need to just turn these things off when I'm streaming, honestly. But yeah, I mean, again, right now everything's going down. Everything's going down a lot. It's just how the market is. We've got to follow on with Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin dominance falls off, then you see the markets doing their own thing. But that will take time. Welcome back, Falcon, my man. You're doing very, very well, brother. Of course he can. I mean, the actual legit proof or question of Satoshi being some Polinsky and vice versa, I don't delve into it. I don't particularly need to know. If he is, then fantastic, cool. If not, then it is what it is. It doesn't bother me either way. I don't think we need. But people have been saying that for history. You know, people have been saying that XRP's CTO David Schwartz is actually Satoshi. Like, there's proof of everything. For me, it's not necessarily something that we need to cover. It's interesting to cover, of course. It might be quite funny to cover, but we don't need to cover it. Let's be honest about something. We all know something funny business is going on with Kaspa. The lack of top-tier listings, even while they tease it. The unknown whale wallet, Grayscale funny business, and more. I mean, yeah, there definitely is something weird going on. That much I'm not disagreeing. But I'm also not really complaining because, again, there definitely seems to be some belief in Kaspa. You know, that much is evident. You've got big projects coming to Kaspa as well, thanks to the KRI and whatnot. You've got USDC now talking to Kaspa. You know, you've got these big issuers who are now actually partaking and communicating with Kaspa. So it's definitely going to do there. I think it's definitely going to do well, but it's just taking time. But that's fine for me. I can keep stacking while it's cheap. Like, again, the mentality of getting rich quick is gone. You know, most people who invest in stocks, they wait 12 years, 13, 14 years to actually make some significant gains. They don't expect to get rich off 1 year, unless you've got a lot of capital. If you're already a whale, you can make if you've already got $1 million, making 100k is, you know, only 10%, but it's a lot of money. So it depends on your capital as well. If you've got a small amount of capital, which is the average person or most people do have a small amount of capital, then the plan should be holding for longer. Of course, make gains short term if you want to as well, but holding for longer is what you should be doing. But I would agree that Kaspa being suppressed to some line as well. But it doesn't bother me either way. Will we see 5 cents on the Kaspa Smart Contract release? I think we might. I mean, I think we'll see Kaspa come down, but it depends on the fundamentals. Kaspa coming down is not because Kaspa's bad, it's because there's so much suppression and FUD in the markets. If Bitcoin comes down further, I think if Bitcoin comes down to 100k, Kaspa will come down to 5 cents. If you go below 100k, Kaspa might lose it. We'll have to wait and see. It depends again on all this war speculation and how it unfolds. Depends on, again, how this news comes out, how Jerome Powell's stance is, all this sort of stuff that's actually very important. That'll determine it. But right now we're in a Bitcoin dominant market. If Bitcoin wants to pump, assets will pump. If Bitcoin wants to dump, everything will dump. It's not because Kaspa is bad. When smart contracts come out, again, we don't know. Casplex Capital seems to leak. It may be coming out this month, in the next few weeks. That could be good for it. That won't necessarily cause a price pump immediately. We need to see more apps built on it, more Ethereum-based apps coming to Kaspa, more adoption. Those will take time, but we are seeing again the adoption coming through. You know, this is all on a testnet, by the way. Testnet, we're seeing 21,000 unique users in the last week alone. You know, it's not a massive amount, but that's on a testnet. That's in a week. So think of how much more you end up seeing in a month period of time on the mainnet. And in like the next 3 or 4 months when you have more apps built on Kaspa, when you have Igor Labs building stuff as well. There's a lot more that can come with Kaspa. It's just, again, it's early. It sucks sometimes to be early. Because you're early and you're like, I just want to make money now. It's a frustrating aspect, but again, good things come to those who wait. Patience is a virtue. If it was easy to make money and get rich quick, we'd all be millionaires. You know, it's just a matter of taking time. In all my time in crypto, I've never seen a project as clearly suppressed as Kaspa has been. I'd argue XRP. XRP got suppressed heavily thanks to the lawsuits. So the lawsuit's not technically even done yet. Gary, you had some confirmation. You had some good verdict from Judge Torres here, and then you had Gary Gensler now officially resigning, and then it shot up to here. Gary Gensler resigning caused XRP to rocket. XRP was suppressed heavily. I'd argue XRP was worse than Kaspa's. I'd argue it. But and that's in regard to price. In regard to actual like listings and that sort of stuff, then yes, Kaspa's been suppressed more. It's one of the few projects in history who's been a top 20, top 30 asset that has not had a tier 1 listing. Tower down 50%, Kaspa down 60%. I mean, again, yeah, okay, it is, but the chart-wise look very similar. 55%. Kaspa right now down a little bit more so. Yeah, 65%. Yeah, so yeah, Kaspa is down 10% more than Towers. Okay. And I can, again, you can look at any other project and you see the same thing as well. But again, what's up, Gosu bro? You're doing very, very well, my man. Welcome back to the stream, my man. Now, with that being said, if we've got any more questions, we can get into it real quickly, but that is pretty much everything for today's stream, truth be told. Jay Banfield having a bit of an episode here. Potentially on the hardware wallet coming to Kaspa, which is very, very cool. More activity from Wallet 2. Exchange stuff. Zealous doing very, very well on Casplex. And much more. Of course, the passing of the Junior Stablecoin bill was huge news for the space. Very, very big news. And now we've got hopefully a month or two left till we see it admitted into law. The war still unfolding. We'll see where that plans out. We're seeing a hack happening right now as well. We'll find out soon enough what happens. Tomorrow, I'll be hopefully streaming at normal time. We'll get into some more information about Kaspa. Hopefully have an update from Kaspa regarding the release of the Casplex mainnet, because he did say it'll take a day or two to give an update, and he's not given an update. It's been about 3 days now. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe he's been told he can't say anything just yet. Again, time will tell. But I think, again, it's a matter of time. I've been saying it for a while now. Ultimately, just be patient, right? You have people like Hans Moog who be saying that Kaspa's a sleeping giant, and he's someone who's coming to the space late for Kaspa, and he is someone who's very, very well established in the space as well. If the big individuals and the crypto creators are seeing that, then best believe that everybody else is seeing it as well. Either actively or quietly, Kaspa, again, is a sleeping giant. That much I can agree with. And hopefully all of you can agree with that as well. That being said, though, that will be it for today's Kaspa and Crypto live stream. Thank you everyone once more for watching and tuning in. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. If you want to know more about crypto and Kaspa, check out the free Discord server. Link in the description on my homepage here as well, and the VIP as well. More in-depth information regarding crypto, regarding institutional analysis and research, trade alerts and whatnot, and much more. Everything down below in the description. Go check it out. That being said, have a great day. Good evening, good night, my family, my people, and I will see you all in the next